Welcome back everybody to another Ranger 6 Crystal 1 ESO build video. Today we are going to be going over my Stamina Warden GANK build. Now, this build, I am a Vampire stage 4. I use the Warrior Mundus Stone, and I'm an Argonian. The best class, or not class, best race to use for this would definitely either be a Khajiit or Wood Elf if you want more max stamina, because with an Argonian you don't get any buffs from stealth, dealing damage from stealth. So these are our stats unbuffed, and these are our stats fully buffed. And back here, we'll go over the skills. So for skill number 1, we're running Bird of Prey. This is so that on both bars we get the minor berserk for having it slotted. We get the increased damage done. Executioner, so we can pair it up nicely with our critical rush and Dawnbreaker. We have the Bull Netch to get more stamina back and get major brutality. Subterranean, just in case we need to pop that if needed. Crit Rush, this is going to be used for the Maelstrom Maul that we have at the moment. Dawnbreaker Smiting, just to get that stun on players when we are attacking them. On our back bar, we have Bird of Prey again. Elusive Mist, so if we get into a sticky situation and we got so much damage on us, we'll be able to sneak out safely. Soothing Spores is our heal. Shimmering Shield, just to get that major heroism. You could also swap this out for Cutting Dive or Ice Fortress. Or you could even swap it out for Poison Inject if you wanted. Here's a Lethal Arrow. This will be our skill opener, so we always begin with Lethal Arrow into a light attack. Then we go into Crit Rush, Subterranean if we have to, then Dawnbreaker, then Executioner. Usually I don't activate the Subterranean, but that's only in a situation where the person's too tanky. Usually I just go Lethal Arrow, light attack, Crit Rush, Dawnbreaker, Executioner. Though that's my rotation. And then we also got Healing Thicket on the back bar here, just so we can get those extra heals that are needed sometimes. Moving on to what we are wearing. On our front bar, we have the Maelstrom Maul. You could, if you don't have the Maelstrom Maul, you could also exchange it for the Asylum Maul, which will give you ultimate back whenever you use this ability right here. But the reason why I have the Maelstrom Maul is so that I get extra bleed damage, bleed damage from using this skill right here, Critical Rush. That way we'll have more damage on the enemy. We are running it infused with the weapon damage enchant. You can, if you don't want to run a weapon damage enchant, you can use a disease glyph or a poison glyph just to get extra damage from your, burst setup that you'll have. On our second bar, we are running Hawk's Eye. This should be Nirnhoned, and there's a poison that goes with it. I have increased cost poisons, but at the moment I am out, so this will be Nirnhoned with the increased cost poisons on the bar. Moving on to our helmet, we got Balorg, one piece heavy. And then on our body we have the Griffin's Ferocity set. This one will give us critical weapon damage, and after dealing direct damage, you gain minor force, and minor expedition for 3 seconds, increasing your critical damage done by 10%, and increasing your movement speed by 10%. So this will proc off of the lethal arrow, critical rush, not the Dawnbreaker. That's why you always do critical rush, then the Dawnbreaker, because your Dawnbreaker won't hit as hard when it crits. And it also proc off your Executioner, or any light attack. So basically, almost every move you have on this character will give you that bonus. But I do not recommend running all Impenetrable. I recommend running Infused on the body pieces and Divines on the shoulders, waist, hands, and legs. But shoulders, waist, hands, and feet, rather. And on your chest and legs, you will be running the Infused traits. And for our shoulder, we are running Veladrith, just so we could get more weapon damage. Maximum stamina enchant, of course, on all this stuff, except the helmet. The helmet has a maximum health enchant, just to bring that max health up. But if you want more stamina, by all means, go ahead and enchant it with the stamina. You'll probably get more damage out of your skills if you do that anyway. For our jewelry, we are running Hawk's Eye. We have weapon damage enchants on all of them. One of them's robust, and the rest of them are all infused, so that we get even more weapon damage. Moving on to our champion points, we have Warlord and Siphoner. This way, if we get stunned, we are able to quickly break free without it costing too much, because your recovery and your max stamina is not as good as I'd want it if you're using it on an Argonian. But if you use it on a Wood Elf, I think you should be good, and you might be able to allocate more points into a different tree. But if you are like Wood Elf or Khajiit, I recommend putting more into Shade. But for Siphoner, reduce their recoveries. Tenacity will have 23 in there, 64 in Mooncalf, 37 in Shade, 40 in Tumbling. Now moving on to the blue tree, we have 25 in Physical Weapon Expert to buff our light attack damage when we weave in our light attacks with our skills. 48 Master at Arms to buff the damage of our light attacks and also buff the damage of our Subterranean, our Crit Rush stuff, our single target abilities, really. For Mighty, 64, Piercing, 77, Precise Strikes, 26. Moving on to the red tree, we will have 61 into Ironclad, 54 into Resistant, 32 into Hardy, 32 into Elemental Defender, 31 into Thick-Skinned, and 31 into Expert Defender. But that wraps up our build video for today. Those of you who watched, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like if you want to see more build videos in the future, and I'll see you.